Get a lot of tremendously positive news on the hydroxy, and I say, hey, you know the expression I've used, John? What do you have to lose? Okay, what do you have to lose? So I have been taking it for about a week and a half.
Every day?
At some point, every day. I take a pill every day. At some point, I'll stop. What I'd like to do is I'd like to have the cure and or the vaccine, and that'll happen, I think, very soon.
And you've had no symptoms, sir?
Zero symptoms. No, I haven't had any symptoms. No, I test every couple of days. They want to test me, you know, for obvious reasons. I mean, I am the president, so they want to test me. I don't want to be tested, but they want to test me. So every couple of days I get tested, and I've shown always negative, right? Negative, is that the term you use for this, right? Negative, totally negative. No symptoms, no nothing. But no, I take it because I think I hear very good things. Again, you have to go to frontline workers. Many frontline workers take it, and they seem to be doing very well.
Donald Trump just dropped a bombshell here. Basically, hydroxychloroquine, which, I'm sorry, one research paper after the next has gotten across that it does not do what Donald Trump continually insists that this drug does. And he keeps pushing it. Meaning, a research paper came out just recently that basically made the point that this drug doesn't do what Donald Trump is saying. But this is not the first time that Donald Trump has pushed this. Donald Trump has been pushing this drug for several months now, in spite of not necessarily having the data to back it up. The wild part about this is the press. If you notice, their response was immediate, like, oh my God, Mr. President, you're taking this drug? And Trump, proudly, yes, I've been taking this drug. I take one a day. And what's the first thing they ask him? Have you been experiencing consequences? Meaning, have you been experiencing anything that will that you feel are side effects? Now, we don't know as a flat fact that Donald Trump is taking this drug, so let's take it with a grain of salt right off the bat. But in case that Trump is taking this drug, what doctor is going to prescribe a medication that has not necessarily been cleared for people to take for the coronavirus? But Donald Trump got his doctor basically to tell the press that this is a preventative drug that Donald Trump is taking. What is the response of other people in the media? What is the response of other people in the media? Now, some of the research made the point that people would die more often than they will have any positive consequences. Meaning, for a drug with no positive consequences, there have been deaths attributed to the use of this particular drug. Don't do this drug. Now, the Donald Trump having the big bully pulpit of the presidency has basically convinced people to take this drug, despite the fact that there is not the evidence to back up that it works. Fox News, specifically Neil Cavuto, was not having it, flips out. And after he flips out, and what he says here is right, Donald Trump immediately rebukes the entirety of the networks and says something that, even though it's true, it's typically done with a wink and a nod. Welcome to the soapbox. My name is Jamal Thomas. This is the Progressive Soapbox. Guys, if you dig this content, please like, share, subscribe. You can always support PayPal, Patreon. So yeah, this was big news today. I'm sorry, I'm looking for something specific. This was big news today. Basically, when Donald Trump dropped this bombshell, the media flipped out. They flipped out for obvious reasons. There's not the research to back this up. I understand that some people would say, hey, Trump is not entirely wrong on this, etc. But I'm sorry, there's not the research to back this up, especially from the standpoint of a president taking this stuff. Right here, for example, right here. This wasn't the article that I originally went with, but it'll work. Recently, in fact, as recent as today, if I am not mistaken, right here. Yet another study shows hydroxychloroquine doesn't work against COVID-19. A new study, the largest of its kind, shows that hydroxychloroquine, the drug touted by President Donald Trump, does not work against COVID-19 and could cause heart problems. The study was published Monday in the Journal of American Medical Association. It follows a study published Thursday in the New England Journal of Medicine that showed the drug doesn't fight the virus. Very clear, very straightforward. It's not just one study, it's multiple studies across multiple countries that have come to the same conclusion. If you find an outlier out there, fair enough, but I'm just making the point that the preponderance of the studies makes the point that this drug not only doesn't work against COVID-19, but it also has additional side effects that could cause injury or loss of life. Now, Neil Cavuto is not having it, and Cavuto responds immediately.
Or assuming, well, the president
responds immediately to this. And whatever you want to think of Fox News, what he's saying here is actually right. And I give him credit for going against his president on this president's network.
on patients there and those who took it in a vulnerable population, including those with respiratory or other conditions, they died. I want to stress again, they died. If you are in a risky population here and you are taking this as a preventative treatment to ward off the virus, or in a worst case scenario, you are dealing with the virus, and you are in this vulnerable population, it will kill you. I cannot stress enough. This will kill you. So again, whatever benefits the president says this has, and certainly it has had for those suffering from malaria, dealing with lupus, this is a leap that should not be taken casually by those watching at home or assuming, well, the president of the United States says it's okay. Even on patients.
Yes. Yes. It will kill you. I love the way he was very specific. This doesn't work. And it will kill you, especially if you're in a vulnerable population. Whatever the president is saying here, don't do this. It doesn't work. Good job, Cavuto. I understand that probably wasn't the easiest thing, but here's the catch. With the number of people infected, 1.5 million, and with the number of lives lost, over 90,000 at this point, not to mention the economic devastation that's dealing with the country, these people on Fox News also have family members. Cavuto may have a mom, he may have some other relative that is one of the vulnerable populations that may be watching his network, hearing the president say this. And his concern, especially since right-wingers typically only really care about things that are directly affecting them. Well, in this case, this may be something that directly affects him because he may have people in his own family that are vulnerable that listen to Donald Trump. Trump didn't appreciate this bit of honesty and immediately tweets out, well, media to Trump, but first time he can get his hands on Twitter, tweets out, Fox News is no longer the same. We miss the great Roger Ailes. You have more anti-Trump people by far than ever before looking for a new outlet. Wait a minute, Trump. What do you mean looking for a new outlet? Fox News is supposed to be fair and balanced. They're supposed to just be giving us the straight dope. That's what we're supposed to be getting from Fox News. What do you mean you are looking for a new outlet? That indicates that this outlet, at one point, you considered it to be your own. And as you consider it to be your own, believe you would get favorable coverage regardless of the loony shit that you do in that office, including when you're pushing a product that has killed people and that has shown no medical efficacy for treating COVID-19, especially in many of the tests or preponderance of the lab results. Good on Cavuto. Good on Cavuto. Bad on Trump. Bad on Trump pushing this drug, but definitely good on Cavuto. like